Stole my seat because I got up, huh? Alright, this is one part an update video, one part a Glaurung is cute video, as well as just a Glaurung video. You gonna let me sit back down, Alice, or are you just gonna steal the seat because you want to look at the dragon? Okay, that's what I thought. Alright. So, dragons. Do not believe anyone that tells you dragons are beginner lizards. Well, maybe they are beginner lizards. I don't know. Lizards might be just harder to take care of than other pets and animals. Yeah. Oh, he's doing a lot better. He got sick for a little bit, and it was entirely my fault that he got sick. I thought something was happening when something else was happening. I thought he was brumating because he had a lot of the signs of brumating, which is basically brumation. Since lizards don't really hibernate, they go into a form of brumation, which is a lot like hibernating. This is a warm, really warm water, by the way. Not hot, but like really warm. With a little bit of Repi-Safe in it. Although I didn't use tap water. I don't like using tap water too much. Especially since I live in a city now. I used a bunch of purified water and boiled it over the stove. Well, not boiled it, but got it really warm over the stove. And then when I could leave my hand in it and it was still warm, but it wasn't like, ow. That's when I poured it in here and then put him in. He's already drank a bunch of it. When he flicks his tongue out, you can kind of see, now that I've mentioned it, you'll probably see it more, that he's got a little spot on the end of his tongue. Yeah, that's my fault. I didn't know how often you were supposed to, basically, he got very dehydrated and stressed out. Oh, I'm sorry, did I move too quickly? Yeah, the cat's trying to push me off the chair. Yeah, you are. You don't want to share. I'm gonna kick you off the chair, huh? I know you want to. I know you want to play with the dragon. You two are weird together. You're like almost friends, and then every once in a while you just like want to smack each other. So, one part is his cage is too small for him. It's not horribly small, but it is too small for him. Which is, I already kind of knew. I got the cage as because it was the only cage I could find, because a bunch of other people were looking at buying him, and that was the largest cage that they had in the store, so I bought it. I'm actually going to build and start building it, and there'll be videos of me starting to build it. So thank you for finally moving, Cat. Now I can sit down in the chair. And you want to watch Glaurung. And so I'm going to do videos of me building Glaurung's new enclosure. I'm going to be basing it off of Nagathron, because if you can tell from his name, Glaurung, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings nerd. Glaurung was the father of dragons, the first wingless drake, too. So he couldn't fly. He was a giant lizard of death that breathed fire and was the golden scales. Although a lot of artists mix him up with Angron, the the black dragon, which no, it's a different dragon. Glaurung was, according to the Silmarillion, golden. But anyways, he defeated the elven city of Nagathron and ended up taking it over and basically living in it. And that was so this new enclosure I'm going to be building, especially since now I got my 3D printer, so I'm going to be excited about that. I'm going to be making a bunch of Lord of the Rings and Nagathron inspired stuff for his new, much larger. I'm going to be doing a 2 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot enclosure. Basically, his enclosure is going to be about that size. Sadly, Valjean, the really beautiful king snake, he actually is brumating, so he's in there sleeping. so you won't really see him. And he's been checked on a few times. He's actually sleeping. Glaurung was not broomraiding. He was just being stressed out because I didn't have the right amount of light. That's been fixed. The heat was weird, and I think also part of it was his cage was too low, and so he couldn't see very well. And bearded dragons are very curious. They like to see things around them, and so if they can't see much, then they get stressed. They like to see things, and so we moved his cage. I bought him another UV bulb, and I'll show you the cage and stuff here in a bit. And I also took some of the things out of his cage to give him more space to run around because while the things were pretty, it was taking up too much space and he wasn't able to, stretch, and it was stressing. It was starting to stress the poor bugger out, so he wasn't drinking, and then he stopped eating so much. And like I said, originally I thought he was brumating because he was showing a lot of the signs of brumating, which is their form of hibernating, where they don't fully hibernate, they just kind of slip into it and out of it in a weird way. Kind of like, yeah, you can watch a bunch of videos on it too, and yeah, did I tickle you with that? The water's starting to get cold, so we'll take him out soon. Just let him dry, or it's starting to cool. I could always heat up more water and pour it in, but I think that's he's soaked in here long enough, which is really good for him to do about twice a week or so. Just let them soak in nice warm water. They'll drink the water and they'll stuff, and it'll help clean their scales. I've got a brush that I use to also pet him to help clean up his scales and stuff. He's really pretty. Yeah, he's a nice, pretty one. He was also getting really lonely in his cage, and part of that, yes, it was my fault, but life circumstances got in the way for a little while, and I worked every single every single night shift this last month, and that just took a lot out of me. It was the Christmas season, and a lot of people had left, and a lot of other stuff, and so and the COVID mandates and stuff, and so it was basically uh, the poor manager, my supervisor, which is he's a great guy. He would have had to do his shift and then the night shift, as well as his other duties, as well as he was having family issues at the time, to the point that he was like every time that he wasn't here, he was at the hospital with family members, that kind of family bad issues. And so I was like, no, I won't make you do that. I'll I'm the weekend overnight shift. I do two 12-hour shifts, and then throughout the rest of the week I do random 8-hour shifts for people to cover. And that's basically, I get 3 to 4 days off. That's why I can do as many projects and stuff that I do. But and that's why I'm trying to get back into doing. I've still been doing pretty good, I like to think, on posting audiobooks on Hitchcock Handyman. So you can go listen to my voice there if you think my voice is sexy or something. As well as I think I've been doing a pretty good job of picking stories. We got to choose your own adventure that we're going through, and you can vote on it and find out where you want to go and stuff. And that's over on Hitchcock Handyman, the my brother's channel. And then I've been doing a lot of focusing on that lately as well, which I need to do more here. Soon I'm going to be rebuilding my work center, and so you'll start seeing more crafting videos from me, especially now that I've got the 3D printer. Monday I get to set that up because this weekend I'm going to be I do two 12-hour shifts on the weekend. I don't do anything but work and sleep. So that'll be this weekend. Yeah, it's starting to get cool. I'll lay out a towel and let him run around on it. If he steed on the towel. Yeah, you like to explore. You're feeling a lot better now that you've got some water. I shouldn't rub that part of his head. That's where his third eye is. They have a kind of a third eye It's not a fully developed. It's more. It's an eye that can sense light and darkness. So like if something's flying up above them, yeah, the water's starting to get a little cool. I'm gonna grab a towel for you, buddy. I'll throw you on a towel, let you dry up. But yeah, so this is his enclosure now. It's not a bad enclosure. In fact, it's really good. I added another UV strip, and this is a, oh gosh, these bulbs are so expensive. It's a $70 bulb, and then this alone, this as well as $60, and you're supposed to change it out every few months. This is a heat lamp and a UV bulb, or UVA B, something like that. So it's also very expensive. That I've got although this one's got a five. No, it's got a longer than 5 month life, but yeah, it's got a life span on it, and you gotta switch them out. I'm probably gonna change his cage around a little bit to give him a little bit different. He's got a heat pad. You can see the thing underneath that, which is why this is his favorite place to burrow. And then when he's not burrowing, he's basking right here. He's got a little water bowl in there. Now, you don't usually, depends on where you live, if you want a water bowl with a bearded dragon or not. If you live in a very dry climate, that's fine. But if you live in a climate that has humidity, you're not going to want this, because I'm going to take this toy out for now. There's no food in it. It's just a ball with holes in it that you can put food in, so you can knock it around and knock the food out. Aloe vera's dying. It's good to just move things around randomly. These are little calcium pellets and some vegetables and stuff for him. And then I spray the cage every morning. The aloe vera is dying though, but that's because it wasn't getting enough light where it was at. He wasn't getting enough UV where he was at originally, and so we moved his cage out here. So he's already a lot happier. Like most mornings when I come out, he's here now. Instead of hiding under there, he's out here. And that was another thing, because a lot of the brood mating, they lay down and they sleep a lot. But here's the thing, they sleep on the cold side when they're brood mating, because it's a winter time for them. He was sleeping directly over top the heat pad, and a few other things made me start thinking that he wasn't brood mating, that he was sick. And then, I saw his tongue, and he's got a mark on the end of his tongue that it shows it's drying out. But anyways, so... Sorry, Alice. So, his new cage will be 2 foot by 4 foot, or 2 foot by 2 foot by 4 foot. So, 2 foot deep, 2 foot tall, 4 foot long. This one right here is 1 foot by 1 foot it's actually like 18 inches by 18 inches by 3 feet, I want to say. Yeah, because it's longer than, 3 feet. So it's 18 by 18 by 3 feet, which is really good for breeding and a few other things, and for young bearded dragon. Like, we'll probably end up putting some other animal in here, although this stuff, I'm going to take the bioactive stuff. I need to mix in some other things with it. I want to get some isopods to help keep it clean and healthy. But, that'll start, I'm going to take this stuff, mix it with some more sandy material, get a little bit more deserty instead of a forest floor, and lay that down for him. Would like to get some clay. And then I'm also going to get, like I said, an entirely different back. I don't like... Styrofoam's usually really good, and this, it looks really nice. It is nice styrofoam. This is the temp thing. It tells me what temperature his cage is, so that way I know that I'm being safe. And then this is a thornless prickly pear. So it's a type of variant that doesn't have any thorns and stuff on it that he can eat if he wants to. I think he ate this one, or it died. It probably died from lack of UV. This one is starting to come back. We'll see. The cricket has started eating it. So yeah, my Glaurung here. How you doing? He's got a pet cricket in there that he keeps, that sings to him every night. He'll eat, I've got some bugs. He's older now, so he mostly eats vegetables. But yeah, no, he doesn't. There's a cricket living in there and stuff. Like there's a hornworm. He's not really. I think he's still alive. Yeah, he is. He was eating the celery. He snuck up there. Yeah, he's been keeping pets lately, which is kind of good because that means that he's fed enough. I'll probably cut up some other stuff to throw in there. Celery's a hit and miss with them because it's got a lot of roughage. Mostly I've been because it's got a lot of water in it, which is why I've been feeding him a lot of celery because I dehydrated the poor bugger. This is just your garden variety slab, but he holds heat pretty good. I want to get a slate on top of it, but and then I cut a hole in this because this diffuses heat like nothing else. This isn't a heat lamp. This is just UV light. So yeah, I think you can hear the cricket. He's somewhere in there. I see him once in a while. I've actually seen him riding the dragon, which is weird. Anyway, so I'm going to be rebuilding this, so there's going to be a video of that happening soon. I'm going to be building one so that way it can be how I want it to be. I'm going to make it kind of pretty. And then I'm going to build a different stand. This is just for now. I went out and bought a shelving unit to set it up on so that way I didn't have to crouch and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of the update. I've got my aloe vera still growing there. And I got this little bugger that I bought a while ago still growing just fine there. And that's about so this is about the amount of my plants that I've been taking care of right now. Is that aloe vera, the cactus, the palm tree like thing. I can't remember what its name is. I got it because it was safe for the cat to chew on. Alright, I'm just rambling at this point. I gotta go take care of the lizard and go back to bed for a little bit longer because I've got a few hours before I got my 12-hour shift. My sleep schedule is still screwed up, but I'm back to my normal schedule, so expect videos again, more so than just on Hitchcock Handyman. I should be producing more videos now. We'll get this all built up. I'm going to take some ideas from this one, but I already have a good design of how I want the new cage to be. His snake has been getting really, really big compared to when we first got him. Yeah, this is the brush that I cleaned Glaurung with. Anyways, have a wonderfully blessed day. Love you all. That's just a pile of craft stuff that needs to be sorted. My paints and things. Yeah, you want to say goodbye, Alice? Hey, that's what you get.